What's up, guys? I'm back at it again with another Magic the Gathering video for you today. Real quick though, before I get started, just give us a quick like and a subscribe just to help us keep going. I mean, we're going to keep going anyway, but it's just nice to know that someone else is going, yo, keep going. This video, it's going to be a top 5 annoying cards right now. With the new rotation, there's a lot of cards that are out of the game, and there's a lot of cards that are now much better because better options are not in the game anymore. I'm definitely seeing a lot of the same cards either be really, really dominant in games or just completely steal games. And I thought it would be a fun look to see that state right now. Now, obviously, there's the camp of saying, oh, this card's broken, this card's is OP, it needs to be banned. But thinking that way about a card is kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, because it's like, if you're in a situation where you really give about losing to that card, just make the card and use it yourself, because in a game like Magic, there's no use complaining about something like that, because it's much more definite than other card games online. People that don't play Magic might not know what I mean, but people that do play Magic, when you're up in Mythic, you're seeing the same deck, and you're seeing the same deck work the exact same way. So rather than complain about the deck being broken, just either suck it up or make it. Here we go. Number 5 is Popit Stitcher. Popit Stitcher, it's a non-legendary human wizard, so you can have a bunch of them on the screen at once, or on the field, I should say. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more creature tokens, you may transform Popit Stitcher, and then it becomes Popit Factory. Creature tokens you control lose all abilities and have base power and toughness 3/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may transform Popit Factory. What makes this card crazy is that in the white-black zombie deck, you have a lot of cards that will bring a card back with Decayed. Will bring like a 2/2 zombie out with Decayed, and sometimes you're able to get like 3 or 4 of them on the field at once. And then at the beginning of next turn, as long as your opponent doesn't nuke the board state, you're going to have all these 3/3s that don't die. This is one of those cards that will be a sort of kidney stone, because it's just so hard to deal with if it gets established. Such a strong card. Really, it's fun to play with, but it's also annoying to play against. Now we're going to number 4. To no one's surprise, Escas Chariot. For 4 mana, this card provides a crazy amount of utility, and just the fact that it duplicates tokens is super, super good. So, Escas Chariot, 1 green and 3. When Escas Chariot enters the battlefield, create 2/2 green cat creature tokens. Whenever Escas Chariot attacks, create a token that's a copy of target token you control. You may wonder, that doesn't sound that crazy. Well, the problem with it is this. When you think about it, you're like, okay, you have to crew with 4, so you create your 2 cat creatures, and then you tap them, crew it for 4, and then you can attack with it. But that means that you're going to be open. Well, not really. This card, you attack with it, you copy a cat creature, and you can block something. And then it just gets more so and more so and more so. However, it does like... just having turn 4, having the ability to block with 2 different people, and then the ability to create another token and just keep the blocking going, it just allows you to block all the time, and it also gives you an extra chunk of limbs and damage. There's less going on with this card than Popit Stitcher, but every single person knows what it's like to go up against this card. This next card is a game stealer. I've lost more than my fair share of games because someone kept playing this card. And it is Alvaros Epiphany. Classically, anytime any card ever gives you control of another turn, or gives you control of your opponent's turn, or gives you another turn, it's almost immediately used because it's very, very strong. The ability to play it for 2 with Foretell makes it even crazier. Cast it for 1 less mana, but then whenever you want, you can just play it for 2, which is nuts. The person has to be waiting to counter it, obviously. However, this spell will win you games. I've damaged guys down to 2 health, and then next turn they cast Alvaros Epiphany because all my shit's tapped, and then I just take a ton of damage. Like, obviously, I don't know if you'd ever run this deck, but think of like red-blue, and you have Goldspan Dragon out, and then you're like, oh damn, I might as well just sacrifice this treasure token to get 2 mana and play Alvaros Epiphany. Just wild stuff. It's just easy losses come from this card. Now, the next one, this is number 2. This is Ren and Seven. So what can't this card do? This is a Planeswalker. This is a big Hallmark card. It was on all the art and everything. 2 green and 3, you get 5 loyalty counters, so that's okay. +1, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all land cards revealed this way into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. In terms of the rest of the abilities, that is the easiest one to see where it could be bad. The only problem with that is that you run the risk of milling your own cards. The way you'd get around that is you play with Flashback or Disturb. However, that is like usually a way to make the card better. For example, you do +1, so you're at 6 now. And then you draw, we'll say you draw 2 mana. You've already played your mana that turn. Next turn, you draw another mana. Then you put 0, you put 3, then you basically get to play 3 mana immediately. You play 1 and then you do 0, then you have 2 extra mana, which is a ton of ramp. Anyway, I feel I've made enough points with Ren and Seven. But, to no surprise, this card is going to be very strong for a long time and is going to be in decks forever. It's Tubal's Trickery. Sure, you could say this card got worse when you lose all the cards from the past sets. However, when you really think about it, this card is pretty nuts. So 1 red and 1 instant, so you can cast it whenever. Counter target spell, choose 1, 2, or 3 at random. Its controller mills that many cards, then exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card with a different name than that spell. They may cast that card without paying its mana cost, then they put the exiled cards on the bottom of their library in a random order. The way you use this card is that you counter something really low cost to get something big out. So the way you build your deck is you make sure your deck only has very, very specific low cost cards. Okay, let's just say there's only one other play set of cards. The logic is that you counter one of your own cards and then you bring out a monster. So something that I've seen happen to me when I was in Mythic was that I would see Tarrasques come out on like turn 4, which is insane. Other than that though, guys, this has been the top 5. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see another sort of like top 5 annoying cards of whatever sets, feel free to let me know. But other than that though, thanks for watching. Have a good night.